and welcome to my channel. Happy 2024. My name is Billy, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a wrap up of all the books I read in December. The first book I read in December was Breakfast at Tiffany's. This is a book about a young girl who's trying to find herself in New York City, and she is looking for love and luxury. So I talked about this a little bit in my favorite and least favorite videos of favorite and least favorite books of 2023 video. So I won't go too much into in depth about it, but I did not really like this book. Seeing the movie first and the movie being as iconic as it is, there were just too many discrepancies in the book that just made it not as enjoyable. I didn't really like the main character. The ending is different, and I don't feel that the book is as much a love story as it is about a lost girl. At the end, I'm just wondering, did she or did she not find herself? Or is it just Holly being a free spirit and she is living life exactly how she should? I did enjoy the writing and I would read more from this author, but I didn't particularly like this book. So next I read A Snow White Christmas by Tony Shiloh. And this is a very short, cute, modern retelling of Snow White. Even though that's clearly in the title, I didn't realize that at first. And I kind of kept forgetting that as I went through. But this book follows Amala White, and she just finds out that her fiance is having an affair with her stepmother, and in her shock, she runs out in the middle of a blizzard, gets stuck, and is helped by Marcus, who takes her to his property with his 7 uncles. Again, kind of going off of the Snow White reinterpretation. And this is where I was like, oh, okay. But this is a super cute romance. It does have touches of like faith and like Christian references, but it's not so much that if that's not something you're into, you would be bothered by. I thought this was a super cute book and I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to read more from her. So I continued my romance kick with this next one, One Day in December by Josie Silver. And this is like a love at first sight slash forbidden love story. It follows Lori, who's an inspired writer, and she is on a bus and she spots Jack, who is like on the street, and their eyes meet and it's like an instant connection, just like love at first sight. But the bus pulls off before they can actually like meet each other or talk to each other. So Lori spends a year looking for this guy and she is not able to find him until one day at a party, her best friend and roommate introduces her to her boyfriend. And of course, it's Jack, the guy she saw on the street. And so here begins kind of this like 10 years of angst and like, I love you, but I can't be with you because my friend loves you. And I thought this book was okay. I was a little bothered by her like crushing on her best friend's boyfriend. Overall, I enjoyed reading it, and the ending definitely made up for it. It was super, super cute and definitely gave like Sleepless in Seattle vibes at the end. And this was just like a light, fun holiday romance read. Now is where I exited romance and I entered the world of mystery and suspense. So with My Cousin Rachel by Daphne du Maurier, we have Philip, who falls in love with his dead cousin's wife named Rachel, who he suspects murdered his cousin. I really, really enjoyed this book. I think this is probably my favorite book I read in December. And the ending had like a slight twist that I didn't expect. I think more so than wondering if she killed the cousin, I was wondering, is she playing Philip? Like, because the twist at the end, it makes you wonder if you can even trust, like the story is told from Philip's point of view. So the ending makes you feel like, can I even trust anything that Philip has told me? Like, is he thinking that she is like coming on to him and she isn't? Or has she just been being herself the entire time? Also, throughout the book, I kept thinking like, Is Philip the most gullible man on earth? It's very clear that Rachel likes to spend money. Like, he literally has people telling him to, watch out for her. He has his cousin speaking from the dead. Like, he'll find little notes in his cousin's things, and his cousin will be like, the way to her heart is through buying her things, or thank goodness I didn't let her take me for house and home. It's still, Philip is just like, here you go. Philip is still just mesmerized by this woman, and I so enjoy this. I can't wait to finish the book Rebecca by the same author. I started, but it was a library checkout, and I had to return it, but I want to get my own copy because I've actually heard Rebecca is even better than this. So if I enjoyed this, I feel like I'm gonna really enjoy Rebecca. Next, I read Normal People by Sally Rooney. I would say if you want to read a book about two dysfunctional people in a dysfunctional relationship or situationship, this is the book for you. The book follows Marion, who is a rich outcast, and Connell, who is a middle-aged, popular boy at school. And Connell's mother cleans Marianne's family's house. And through this, they kind of interact and they secretly hook up. And this kind of starts a years on kind of relationship situationship between the two. So you have Marianne, who has low self-esteem, abusive family, Connell, who has a single mother, but she's a very supportive mother, but he's just like emotionally unavailable. He emotionally can't express himself, and at times it feels like he can't even identify the emotions that he's feeling. I just don't understand why this book has so much hype. These are two broken people who don't have much growth, and at the end I still feel like they're broken people, and I'm wondering what's the point of it all. It doesn't bother me that they kind of go back and forth between like, I love you, or I don't know if I love you, I want to be with you but I can't. Like, that doesn't bother me if at the end there was some type of resolution, but it kind of just feels like they're the same people at the end of the book, and I'm like, what was the point? What is the story? I don't feel like the characters have like an aha moment where they learn something about themselves, and I wanted to see that in this book and I just didn't. And I don't understand people love this book so much. I mean, it was okay, the writing is good, but the story itself, I don't feel like it has much dimension. Lastly, I read My Brother by Jamaica Kincaid. This is about Jamaica Kincaid's brother, who is dying from AIDS. It looks at the impact this has on her and the impact it has on her family. This is a book very much about complex family relationships, strained family relationships. I thought I would like this book more than I did. I really wanted to like it more than I did. I feel like the beginning started out strong. The second half of the book just felt really repetitive, and I felt like she went off on like tangents at times. Suppose the tangents had some sort of metaphoric meaning, but I couldn't always glean what it was, and she just seemed to be talking about stuff that wasn't related. And also, I felt like this book was just like a stream of consciousness of her trying to process her brother's life and his death, because so many times she says she didn't really know her brother. She wasn't really close to him. I think she was 16 when she left home, and her brother was like a toddler. And then she didn't see him again until he was like 21 or something like that, like years and years later. She says, like, I don't even know if I loved him. I can't say that I loved him, but I definitely felt strongly for him and I cared for him and I wanted to do everything I could to help him, but I can't say that I loved him. I feel like it's just like her trying to process it all, but it doesn't really have like togetherness to me. And again, beautiful writing. I think Jamaica Kincaid's a great writer, but it just kind of fell a little short in my opinion. So these are all the books I read in December. If I had to pick a favorite, it definitely would be My Cousin Rachel. If I had to pick a least favorite, oh, I'm sorry, it probably would go to Jamaica Kincaid's My Brother, but I still love her as a writer. But yeah, so these are all the books I read in December. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.